All right, so last night the Lakers and the Rockets took place at Staples Center, close game. James Harden getting the usual James Harden calls. Brandon Ingram very upset with James Harden getting James Harden calls. Frustration boiled over, and this is what took place.
And he never put...
Oh.
And then when Chris Paul faced, Rondo throws a punch. Paul throws a punch, and here he throws a punch.
Now, a lot to take in. One of the things that many NBA fans are going to notice is that LeBron James went and bear hugged Chris Paul. As we do know, Chris Paul, 1/4 of the Banana Boat crew. They have been best friends for years upon years upon years. So don't make this into a storyline. It's literally nothing. What do you do when there's a fight going on? You try to break it up by just stopping your friend from going after them. The second part about this is that we heard someone spit on the other person during this fight, and now we've cracked the code. There is even a third wrinkle to this, and it is my favorite reaction of all, Travis Scott sitting right behind the basket. Now, will we potentially have Tunnelgate after this? No, we did not have Tunnelgate. Yet, here's what we turn to next. Jonathan Fagan, along with a few other NBA reporters, starting with Shams, put this out on Twitter. Sources say along with Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo altercation in Lakers Rockets, one of Rondo's family members confronted Paul's wife, Jada. NBA investigating tonight's on-court altercations ahead of Rockets Clippers on Sunday. Chris Paul was still so angry after the game, multiple individuals said, because a member of Rondo's family made inappropriate comments to Paul's wife, Jada, in the stands after the altercation. And on top of this, Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted, with the NBA's Kiki Vandeweghe on the scene at Staples, investigation is underway. There is potential for suspensions as soon as Sunday. League sources tell ESPN Rockets play the Clippers on a back-to-back. Okay, so how did this all start? Because of the James Harden calls, because of Brandon Ingram losing his cool, and then Rajon Rondo sticking up for himself because Chris Paul put his fingers in Rondo's face. There's no surprise that Rondo would be right in the thick of the melee because we've seen it in Kentucky back in the day. One of my favorite players of all time at the point guard position is Rajon Rondo. But if there's one thing that we learned, you don't want to mess with him. He also, it's like battle stripes at this point where now many have a lot of respect for Chris Paul for sticking up for himself. And the one thing that we needed at the end of all of this, in order to just save everybody, was State Farm and Cliff Paul. Neither were there. So, let us know your thoughts. Lakers, Rockets, brawl, favorite part. We saw the spit. Are you buying the explanation afterwards? Comment section below. Subscribe to TYT Sports. Have a great Sunday.